What's up, everybody? And today I want to talk about home prices. And the question is, have home prices bottomed out? And this is something that is very interesting to me. And I've researched a lot of markets, and I want to research markets that you guys are in. So, as I go through here, I want to pick out some markets for you that you're possibly in and show you right here. I'm going to screen share and look at data in real time and show you how prices are actually positive in just about every single market right now for the year, and they're definitely up from the lows. Let's start out right here and look at this article by Fortune that says national home prices just bottomed out, says real estate data juggernaut Core Logic. And so that's very interesting because we're finally getting some articles about prices bottoming out at least, and they're actually going up. So, and I have seen a couple articles of prices of saying that home prices are going up. But let's dig into the actual data behind this. Okay, this is Redfin data, and this is the most up-to-date data that I found out there. When you look at CoreLogic, when you look at Fannie Mae, when you look at NAR and Case-Shiller, those are all about 2 or 3 months lag when it comes to their data. But Redfin here, it gets all the way up to, you can see their latest reading was March 26th and it's April 11th. So it's only a couple weeks old. So I like coming to Redfin and looking at their data, comparing it to the other sources, so on and so forth. But here we have median home prices in America, the entire country. This isn't just one local market. I do want to dive into specific markets here in a minute, but look at this. We start out the year 349,000, right? It dips all the way down to 344,000. And mind you, the peak was 388, according to Redfin. 388. It got down to 344, which is down from where we started at the beginning of the year at 349. And now we're at 361. You see how this is turned right here? And it started back more than 30 days ago. We bottomed out and started to rise back. So I want to look at some specific markets here. If you're watching this live, put your market in the chat, and I'll try to get to as many of those as possible to look at that data right here on the Redfin market data spreadsheet here. But we are up on the year positive. You know, Fannie Mae came out and said we're going to be down 4% this year, 2% next year, and all that. But you just got to realize that these predictions are just predictions. If you look at this article, if you dig down in, well, not this article, there was another article that talked about how this year is just a really confusing year for buyers and sellers because sellers can't get the 2022 prices and buyers can't get any relief because we're right back to no inventory and buyers competing on every house, especially if it's a house that they like. And so when I look at the Redfin data here, I actually see, we're not too far off of 2022 prices. Will it continue to go up to in the 380s here? Who knows? Right? I don't know. Is it likely? Who knows? I have no idea. Who would have thought that we would be this positive on the year from 349 to 361 right now? Still negative year over year there. But it depends on who you're talking to. If you look at, I'll show you another chart here, and if you look at, let's see, where is this chart? Let me show you this chart because it depends on who you're talking to. Realtor.com. See if you guys can see that. Yeah. Let's see. This is active listings. Right? Let's see. Let's go to median price, right? Realtor.com here has us still positive on the year. They've still got us up 6.3% year over year. So it just depends on who we're talking to. Okay. Let me get back to the Redfin, and I want to look up some of these. I want to look up some of these different markets for you to show you where we are price wise. There we go. Okay, so I saw California. So let's just look up, let's see, Los Angeles. Just look up Los Angeles. Okay, we started the year at 793 and now we're at 815, positive on the year. We bottomed out at 779, right? Some of the hardest hit markets, let's just say Phoenix, right? Phoenix is one that everybody's like, oh, they're just getting hit so hard. Okay, they started out the year 422,000, and now we're at 426. We're up. It's positive for the year. Let's look at Las Vegas, another one that people are like, oh man, they're just getting hit so hard. Hey, it's Ricky, and I hate to interrupt the podcast, but I have to share with you really quickly my free real estate coaching program. Yes, completely free. I'm the first free real estate coach in the entire industry. I started doing this back in 2017. So if you go to zero2diamond.com to get started, or you can download the app. Just search Zero to Diamond in the App Store on Apple or Android, and you'll see the Zero to Diamond app. You get started right there. There's several free courses. There's a 60-day challenge. There's scripts, tutorials, videos of me making calls, help you put your schedule together, and it's also a social media platform. So collaborate with the other 25,000 agents on the platform right there. There's a news feed. You can DM people, comment, like, everything. So go to zero2diamond.com right now to get started, or just download the app and let me know what in the world I can do for you. Back to the show. Started out the year 401, and we are at 401 right this second. We are even on the year. Did it bottom out? Yes, it went down. It went down into the 390s, and now we're at 401. Let's look at New York. We started out at 646, and we're now at 654. Positive on the year. We got down into the 630s. Let me see some of the other comments, you guys. San Francisco. Was it San Francisco? San Francisco. Let's see San Francisco. San Francisco. Okay, we started out at 1.39. Is that right? I don't know the market, but sounds wild. And now we're at 1.394. So that's about 85,000 more than what we started the year at. Let's see. Lake Placid, New York. I don't know if that'll come up here. Placid. No. Let's see. Placid. No, this is only metro areas. I could look up your county. It doesn't get all the way down into all. Let's see. Houston, Texas. I'll be in Houston June 20th. Man, it's going to be a good event. Okay, Houston started out 329, bottomed out at 312, and now we're at 325. Houston is negative for the year. Okay, this is the first one I've encountered here that's negative on the year. However, it's up from 312 to 325. It hasn't quite broke even at the 329 yet for the year, but it has come up from the 312 bottom in January. All right, so just incredible. Let's see, Dallas. Let's pull up Dallas, Texas. Started out 401. Now we're at 413. Positive. It's wild. Let's see, Cleveland. We started out at 192, bottomed out at 173. Now we're at 190. So we're still slightly negative on the year. We're not negative year over year. You see right there, we're literally exactly where we were last year. But we are off the lows. The lows were in the 170s, and we're back in the 190 range. It's just absolutely amazing. Let's see. I'll look at one more. Let's see, Orlando. And you guys can go to Redfin here and look at the data. You could pull up all the data. So you were never negative year over year. You started out at 383, and now you're at 390, positive on the year. Now let me refresh and look at the country as a whole. All right, look at homes sold. Every year it goes down and then spikes back up. We're right in line with where we are every year. We're having the same amount of sales. No, we're having a lower amount of sales. But honestly, the reason why we're having such a lower amount of sales is because inventory, like the buyers are there. It's not a problem of Demand's not the reason why sales are down. It's because of inventory. New listings, of course, are much lower. Pending sales are up, the same trend line that we normally see. All this stuff is just incredibly, incredibly positive. It's almost like you think about the guys out there on YouTube and writing articles about how it's going to crash. I mean, I even seen one from a great YouTuber that I respect a lot yesterday or 2 days ago, talking about how prices are still sliding down. It's like, are you looking at the data, man? It's insane. So I want to show you this one more piece of content before I move on to the live calls. This one more piece of data. Let me find this. Where are you? Here you are. Boom. Okay, so we're right back to these slides. Yeah, the real housing crisis. Okay, the real housing crisis. This is the actual housing crisis. I don't know if you guys have looked at this slide here. Let's see. I don't know how well you guys can see this, but right here, the beginning of this chart is total houses for sale, active and pending homes for sale in America. And to the left here starts out 1980. And you can see through the entire 80s, we had, 2 to 3 million homes for sale in the 80s, ladies and gentlemen. It dipped down to 1.5 there just for a second in the mid 90s, just for a split second. It stayed in the 2 to 2.5 range in the 90s. And of course, in the 2000s, it stayed in the 2 million range, 2.5. And then, when we had that boom before 2008 crash, it got into up to 4 million homes for sale. And then as we recovered from that, we get to where we are now. We have less than 1 million active and pending. You take the pending deals out, we're under 700,000. Back in the 80s, we had 2 to 3 million, and we have under 1 million right now. This is the real problem. And if you zoom in on just the last 10 years, you guys have seen this. If you watch my content, every single year, inventory goes up, plummets, goes up, plummets, goes up, plummets. And if you look at realtor.com, these top 3 lines up here are 2017, 18, 19. And then the next line is 2020. That got us down here in this lower echelon of the chart. And you see where we are now, 562 active listings in the country. It's just absolutely amazing. How this is the real housing crisis, ladies and gentlemen. And I know you guys are seeing multiple offers in your markets. And if you're not, you're one of those outlier markets. And if you're not, then it's coming, because the market is continuing to heat up. Now, what's going to be the perfect storm here is the fact that no inventory, prices are now coming up because of no inventory and more demand than what everybody expected, even at these higher mortgage rates. And then we're going to have mortgage rates start to ease a little bit if, in fact, history plays out, whereas inflation drives the mortgage rates. We'll see how that all plays out. Nobody knows. That's what's interesting about this. The cool thing is for me and you is that none of this matters when it comes to our business. Our job is to get out there and absolutely create as many friends as we can in the market, remarket to these people, let them know we're here to help them buy and sell property when the day comes. And at the end of the day, closings are going to continue to happen every single day for the rest of your life, no matter what happens in the market. And this is play true. Look at how many closings are happening in your MLS every single day. For sitting on the sideline, this is the greatest time to go out and grab market share, because a lot of agents are sitting on the sideline for no reason. So that's my thoughts today on the market. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Has the real estate market bottomed out in terms of prices? Where we're going from here, all that good stuff. And I'll see you on the next video. Take care.